Hey everybody, it's your Sam here and welcome back to my channel. I have a new video for you today and I wanted to go over a little bit on some researching tips that I have found are useful to me. Hopefully you'll find them useful to you too. So without further ado, here we go. The first thing I do whenever I'm researching for a new project is I try to visualize as many scenes as I possibly can. I do this through my light outlining process, and if you want to check that out, make sure to check the videos that I have, on my channel. I will have some up in the cards and possibly one on the end screen as well. With that outlining process, it also gives me kind of a list of what I need to research. If I know I'm going to write a scene with like a veterinarian doing a type of surgery on a cat, then I do a little bit of research on some of the tools that will be used, some of the times that are considered, how long can a cat be, gassed, and how long it is until the cat is released to the family and all that good stuff. Now, I try to keep it light so that I don't really go down into a rabbit hole of research on this, because your readers don't really want to know every single little detail. But knowing the highlights, knowing the big picture of certain things will be helpful, and it'll give your book some semblance of reality and verification, and your reader will enjoy it more. So yes, make a list of the things that you need to research so that you can keep on track and you won't go for days and days and days and days researching. The next thing I do is I try to batch the research. I know I need to get to writing. I can't spend all my time researching, or otherwise all the research will be for nothing because I'm not writing the book or the story. So I try to batch it. I time myself. I use the Forest app and time myself, or I set a timer somehow. A lot of times I'm doing research right before my husband comes home. I start the hour before he is scheduled to come home, and I work for that hour on whatever I need the research for that day, or my next section in the list that I made of what I need to research. Focus on one thing at a time too. That way you're not getting overwhelmed with yourself, and you're not going to burn yourself out on the story before you even start writing it. I try to organize my research, and I do this because I need it to be easily accessible while I'm writing. Now, I am currently working on Notion for some of my projects and in Scrivener for my projects now. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to organize in those two situations. But used to, I would just use pen and paper and binders with tabs, and I would try to break it down to things that I need to know for each character, things that I need to know for each setting, things I need to know for specific scenes in a book that I know I need to write in chapters. And yeah, I go from there. Work with it as best as you can for you. If you know that while you're writing you like to do like a dark screen and you only focus on your writing, then maybe the binder will be the best option for you, so that you don't have to open up something else and you won't get distracted by something else on your computer. But if you like to do like a half screen, like have notes on one side and your work on the other, then something in Scrivener or Notion or just a Google Doc will help you out. Another thing I like to do when researching is I read other novels that have similar research that I need to do, such as like historical fiction or something like that, just to try to figure out how that author portrayed the timeline or whatever it is that I need to research, just so I know how deep they went into their research to make it believable, if I liked it or not, based on my knowledge that I have already, and all that good stuff. I also watch movies and documentaries because they're sometimes a lot easier to find and to watch than books are on particular subjects. And sometimes it takes up less time too, unless it's, you know, a very long-winded documentary or docuseries, and then maybe reading might be a little bit quicker. But again, it just depends on the depth of your research that you need to do. I also try to talk to people in the profession that my main character might have, or something, you know, whatever it is that is taking up the most of my book. I talk to people who might be doing that, like a cattle rancher or a veterinarian, like I mentioned before, or something like that. Especially if you have a regular veterinarian or a regular doctor or something like that, ask them if they won't mind answering a couple of questions for you, just so that you get the gist of their normal day, how they schedule out their day, and stuff like that, so that you can make your MC or other character more believable. Also, another tip, I've found that no matter how much research I do or how much I think I'm prepared to write a novel, I'm never really fully prepared. There's always going to be something that pops up, especially since I still discovery write. There's always going to be something that pops up that you need to look up, need to research. When that happens, if you're in the midst of writing, I usually write a sticky note to myself or something like that and research it later. I kind of leave that portion a little bit blank, or I flesh it out a little bit later. Don't get lost on researching during your writing time. Also, make sure you verify your resources. There's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of information that is not correct. So make sure that you're reading or watching something by somebody that knows their crap. If they claim that they are a doctor, but they give kind of questionable things that you just kind of innately know is wrong, then go to a medical journal. Medical journals have to be verified by their peers. Again, the only things that I can tell you is my experience in writing. I have over 20 years experience in writing. I've been writing ever since I was a little kid. And yes, I'm not published, but these are my practices, and so, as I said, I kind of hope that they'll help you out. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that like button. I post videos every Sunday and Thursday, and I do live streams every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, be kind to one another, stay safe, keep writing, and keep being creative, and I will see you next time.